What's up guys, Wobbly Rick here, continuing with the road to level 35 in Dead Friend 2-2. I just need to go ahead and go back to adjusting for stream quality because I don't know, because I want to. Now that I have adjusted my image for stream quality and adjusted the chat, I can now see any chat messages that appear while I play the game. I have now acquired my new set of missions and I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I have 26 out of 41 currently in use with inventory slots. My new backpack allows me to have 41 slots. If I apply 2 very specific weapons, I might have 50 slots for looting. And I need to look at the generalized locations of where I'm supposed to be heading. This is where the hospital is currently located. The Stardon Motel is located in a PvP zone, which means it's located that way behind the hospital. That's a bad thing. Anything that goes on in a PvP zone, whether it be trying to complete a mission or not, can actually result in severe issues, problems, loss of life, and issues with completing said mission. Because trying not to shoot somebody with a gun while you're in an enclosed space in a PvP zone is rather hard. I apologize to anyone in advance if they die from me accidentally shooting them in the game, resulting in their deaths when it comes to completing the mission. Again, I apologize in advance because it's in a PvP zone. Player versus player zone. Now to post a message. If I accidentally killed them while trying to complete this mission, I am sorry in advance. If you survive, I have a paramedic bag just in case. In the event of accidentally shooting somebody all over the back of their head, I have to take these precautionary measures. Fortunately for me, if I carry paramedic bags. So for anyone who's doing these missions in this zone, in the PvP zone, I am carrying a paramedic bag in the event I accidentally shoot you or kill you. So So this is more or less a standing ovational zone for me. What is a standing ovation, or is it the other thing? No, this is more or less of a standing pole for me. If I accidentally hurt you while shooting at zombies, I will fix you up by giving you a free paramedic bag. I won't even bother. Either way, I'm still sorry in advance if I accidentally kill somebody while looting in this particular zone. I do not feel comfortable running into a PvP zone and performing missions like collect blood samples, because that requires you to do a lot of firearm shooting or close quarters battle, and usually that results in disaster. And if a disaster does result in such thing, let's see, start on hotel, 2300 XP. Got one more blood sample to find, then I'm gonna be set. But again, in any event, if I accidentally shoot somebody or harm them, I'll provide them with a med kit. As I'm not trying to like create bad blood or whatever, but shooting is all I got. I like tin sausages. We're cooking sausages. Man, sausages. I do not like PvP zones for this exact reason. Makes it harder to complete a mission. And it only makes it more troublesome when it comes to getting it all done. Let's go. Have anything to say about yourself, young lady? Well, I guess you can't, since technically I opened you a new head. Or in this case, a new mouth. Always gotta make sure I get all this done right. Okay. Final room. No blood samples. I hope it doesn't have me running up and down and then trying to cram me up into the second floor for this one. Okay, the mission's over. I didn't accidentally shoot somebody's brains out. That's good. Okay. It's time to get out of here. Oh, was that a looting spot? Oh, yes, it was. I'll take that. One person, that person was a female character. Oh yeah, let's roll. Okay, now I'm out of the PvP zone. We're going to the Orbeez residence because we're going to put some Orbeez inside of a tub. Not alright. Let's see. Orbeez residents, clear the building when infected, and then return to Claire staff and receive the reward. Sure, I'll clear the building when infected. The only question is, you know, do I have to slay the boss? Because I sure as hell am not going to slay it if it's some kind of titan. I'm not going through that again. That was short-lived. Hope it just wants me to blow the brains out of this, you know, these standard infected. Orbeez residents. Oh, I have to just remove 18 subjects. Let's hope that's excluding the boss. Alright then. That sweeps one room out. Another room clean. Take the iced coffee. Let's keep checking the progress. Got 8 more kills to remove. That's 8 more subjects to remove. If the boss is easy to handle and not that invisible weirdo, then I'll do it. Okay. This is going over kind of well. Someone's got to go. Oh, 4 more. Alright. Let's go upstairs. Okay, cool. Basically done with it. Let's go in here and take out what's in here. Create a t-shirt if that's a small price in the return department. Gonna get this last room over here, and then I'm going to take a look at the boss. See the quality of the boss, and if I can deal with it or not. Always gotta do an assessment. Okay, let's take a look at the boss. Yeah, this is manageable. goes. Pop goes the weasel.
Gotta find a way out of here.
Alright. He was short-lived. Alright, cool. This time it wasn't a Titan. To anyone watching, it doesn't matter if you have an automatic shotgun, or in this case, a shotgun that kind of works like it's automatic, but really isn't. It's not really enough to push back a Titan. Alright. Got rid of the boss in this zone. It's time to go see what the next mission is. Oh, I didn't even see that that was a loot spot. Yeah, we're a bit parched. I'll take it. Okay, let's look at the map. We got another location in Harfbrook at the Harfbrook Memorial Unit. Then it's that way. Ooh. I took the trash can on the way out. Let's use it. It's an energy drink. Yeah, good luck with that, Yeetus Maximus. That'd probably be a bad idea to break and shoot right here, knowing there's a bunch of munchkins nearby. Alright, let's go to the Memorial Unit. Translation, the Crazy House. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Well, there goes that. I'm not doing this with that weirdo in front of me walking around. Come on, dude. I'm not even within range of you, and you're gonna all of a sudden vomit. That only made him angrier. Oh look, it's actually down the street from the hospital. That's good. Hope you enjoyed those kneecap poppers. Oh, I almost got my block knocked off. Still not a comfortable sight to see that guy. Kind of interrupted my whole doing the mission thing. Although it was free XP.
There's nothing left.
Oh, of course there's nothing left. There's not a single hamburger or nothing. The guy sure could use some food. It's a bit rigged on these 38 special prices. Alright, that should be suffice. Alright, now to go back to the Harfbrook Crazy House. Hopefully I don't run into that thing again. Syndicate running into Stalkers, Titans, Spitters. kind of parasite clean thingy. I keep forgetting some of their names. And it's probably because I don't encounter them too often. The one kind of boss I'm actually satisfied that I haven't run into in an extremely large amount of time is the Tendril. Which apparently is a boss. Or is it just a regular spawning in creature? I don't know. I just know there's serious problems whenever you find one. And in some ways, I'm satisfied that the game dev has not created, or maybe he has created what they call the Wrath. Hello, sir. I'd like to sell you some magazines. Lead magazines. Oh, I didn't realize it was a Mario game. Look at that. The beat of the drum. Some tasty painkillers. They'll come in handy. Hello. Now what am I doing in here? Harborbrook Memorial Unit, also known as the Crazy House. Oh, okay, I need to find the milk formula and then go, you know, take a deuce on it, and then hand it over to the next person. Okay, that'll be real simple. Anyone else had a problem with that? Yeah, I guess they all did. No split for you. Maybe this lady who died here has the milk on her. No, she has an iron key. Yeet. Oh, for a second I thought the skeleton was going to come up and attack me. It was just my imagination. You know, meat puppet skeletons can't move without muscle sinews. Unless this was the PlayStation 3 game Dead Nation, then of which those meatless puppets would probably still be moving. Oh my god, that is the fingers in the middle of a friggin' hallway, isn't it? This is the crazy house like I thought it was. Back off, Eudemus Prime. The first aid kit would definitely come in handy. But apparently I do not have any standardized medications to fix my issue. Okay. less bumpier than I thought it would be. Hopefully one of these people had a milk formula on them. No, I'm not trying to do the Cars Quest for Tires thing. Please have it on you. No, just had some useful ammo. Well, that ended my problem right there. Wow, cringe bar. These kids really should have got the idea and the program that this wasn't a children's TV show. Yeah, she was about to give me the wicked symbol and then vomit. Yeah, throwing up on the enemy always works, unless in the event that you're a flying insect. I don't think throwing up on your prey is going to work out for you. I'm a licensed medical professional. They say a 12-gauge buckshot to the face a day will keep the zombies away. Clearly I'm convinced this is a nut house. I mean, who has this on a regular medical bed? Yes, we gave them 150 jolts of electricity to their brain, assuming it was helping their brain work, when in reality, creating electrical shocks and impulses through a person's head is only frying the inside of their head. And over 60 years of BS, they still couldn't figure that out. In real life. Exactly, the sad part about history is that it took 60 years for someone to realize that shocking someone's brain with electricity wasn't helping. And even today, methods like that help. Apparently. That and a concoction of cocktails and pills that completely numb the parts of your brain that allow you to feel the pain and what's going on inside of your head apparently help. Just put abbreviations on that. Help the person think better. And electroshock therapy is actually more or less likely going to cripple you than it is going to help you. Are these methods still practiced today? Yes. In some parts of the United States, electroshock therapy is still practiced today on patients. You can't say that they haven't or they stopped doing it, because I'm going to tell you right off the bat. One of my cousins wouldn't be in a wheelchair today if they weren't doing electroshock therapy to him. See the marks where they constantly put the electrodes out on his head, and eventually they kind of just burn the small holes in the top of his head. From constantly using the same electrodes instead of switching them out. I didn't find a single thing, not even a huge AR. Not even some guy named Bazooka's airplane. Which it would be nice to find a bazooka in this game. Or something. You wouldn't want to fire a 50mm rocket or a 57. in this game. Sure, the explosion might be a bit, I don't know, resource hungry. But either way, it's more or less entertaining. And this is almost the entirety of the first floor. Let's go check the other rooms. Oh, I forgot Ugly was right there too. Why does my chest hurt? It sure does feel like somebody's just stabbing an arrow right through my heart. And yes, before anyone asks, these are generalized experiences genuinely. You piece of crap. How are you this close with a gun and nothing happens? Man, that made me salty.
It's poisoning everyone's mind.
Oh, an autopsy recording. Never had that one before.
Somehow. Gotta find a way out of here.
Woodhall's dead. Passed away in his sleep. I knew it was coming even before it happened. I know it's kind of strange. I mean, I hardly knew the guy. But it hits hard. He was one of the few to make it out of the city alive with me. I'll admit he wasn't always the best of company. But I've had worse companions. It's not him I miss so much. It's more the feeling that my life before the collapse has vanished. Well, almost vanished. There's still one thing left to do. The autopsy. I'm making the chest incision now. Assessing the cavity. The nodes I saw on the outside of his lungs during the last operation are gone now. I wonder if... Opening the left lung now. As I suspected, the tumors are completely absent. It's as if Woodhall never had cancer in the first place. And yet, I was sure that's what had gotten him. Why else would he have died in his sleep? Hold on. What's that hidden beneath his hair? No. Oh no. This is bad. This is very bad. I'm gonna get out of here. But he's still stiff. Surely I've got a few moments. Where did the tumors go? I'm missing something. Something that could help us. Help all of us. There's something pulsing in his gut. Filling his gut. Oh, it's one of those things. Giant wormy parasites. I've never seen one this close before. It seems familiar. The tumor I saw in Woodhall. It's on me! Help! Help!
Wow, it's like to be him. It's like the parasite decided to burrow its way into his stomach. Why? I hope that kid's parents bought him some insurance. He's gonna need an entire new set of dental work after that one. Yep, looks like it's gonna force me up to the second floor. I don't find that stupid formula down here. Oh, thank God I didn't have to go to the second floor of this nut house. Wasn't exactly dreaming of going up to the second floor. That's like shooting yourself in the foot. Another one at the Fiston Payments Gambit, Richwell Hunt, Shinewall Heights, and then our Rook-stricken mansion. So at the Strictly Dickly mansion. Okay. said, let's go. And I'm gonna ask the dumb question, to where? Let's see. Definitely heading the right way. I have just enough ammunition to probably complete another zone. That guy has a bunch of nails in his head. Why is that? Did he try to kill himself with a bunch of nails, or did somebody just precisionally just bash those nails into his skull, hoping it would kill him? Like, that's what I don't understand. Is he supposed to be Pinhead or something? Like, is that one walking infected supposed to be a walking meme? I am heading the right way. You know, I never really know, because I'm really terrible at reading maps. And that's without a compass. I'm very terrible at reading maps. What if you have an internal compass and then you sleep with two giant magnets, one in the north and one in the south pole of your brain? You might actually learn something about being able to detect the differences between the north and south. Oh, holy crap, I thought that was a humongous bear. I was like, when did they put that in the game? God, I gotta go into Mr. Strickland's mansion. I ain't never been here. Holy crap, this is a humongous mansion. I mean, look at this place. Man, if there wasn't all these undead losers walking around, I'd say this place is drop dead gorgeous. Pun intended. Wow. Look at this place, it's so weird. It's got a little cottage out back too. I wonder who was living out here. And I wonder whether or not it was the help. By the way, it's my first time ever entering a mansion, so for anyone who knows anything about mansions in this game, please tell me, because I do not want to run into things I don't want to see. Because I do not like scary things that are things I've never encountered before in my life. There isn't a single adult in here except for this one person who was laying on the floor. What is this place, an orphanage? Yes, for a little while I actually was in an orphanage as a young child. It was not a scary experience. I kind of saw it as freedom. Terrible family I lived with. Now what was I doing here again? It's called the Strickland Mansion. Oh, well, if that isn't a hat tipping to the King of the Hill, then I don't know what is. Oh, I need to find an inhaler. Oh, that's very simple. What I do is just loot some bodies. Oh, not her, I guess. Alright, let's go to the one on the right. Boy, whoever screamed like that sure must have been going through a terrible night. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that really weird episode where, what was it, Stan Smith with his problems in life? Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of. That literal scream literally sounds like a clipped audio piece of Stan Smith. When he had that, I guess, burn cream or whatever. Okay. I think it's like... Yeah, it's about that measurement range. Yeah, it's kind of weird. How is this a new cell phone if it's doing weird things by itself? Every now and then it just kind of just pops out of the menu. Okay, let's go see what kind of loot this guy drops. Okay. Now to go handle this thing. Whoa, man, you trying to cheat them free blows off me? Get out of here. Back off, Monroe. Oh my god, dude, because of that jackass, I ended up dying. Man, what kind of bullshit was that? Thanks a lot, you fucking basic ass zombie. I hope you choke on a massive sausage. Well, I already found the lame ass inhaler anyways. Just cut my travel down. Shinewall Heights, Piston, Payment, Gimbal, Harbrook, Murray household. Man, that's way up again, up there in town.
There's no hope for us.
Yeah, I know there's no hope for you, but there's plenty of hope for me. You have got to be kidding me. I already found the stupid item in there. Oh my god. Is this thing really going to tell me to go back there? Oh, you can go to, what, the Strickland Mansion and find the inhaler? Yeah, go blow it out your ass. I don't see any other reasons to go back to the Strickland Mansion. Shinewall Heights. Yeah, I'm already done with the Strickland Mansion. I'm not returning back there. I'm not going back there. If you want to stay messed up on the map game, go ahead. You can go sit on a spike.
What are you after?
Here you go, Janice. Give me my bread. I'll slap that mask off your face. At least 1 and 2. Where the hell is the Murray residence?
Let's go!
I swear to God, if someone's trying to get me to go with them somewheres, I sure as hell am not going over there. Because apparently I have an unmarked objective somewheres around here. And it has to be in Coopertown. Unless it's in Richbow. The Murray residence. I don't even know where that is right now. That's how confused I am at the moment. Clarkson's household. I need to go all the way up to a location that isn't even freaking marked. Well, it'd be very helpful if I had an idea of where every residential subject or block was at, but it doesn't look like everything is doing pretty good. I'm not finding the residence I'm looking for. Was that it? No, there's a Marquez residence. Shine Wall, and I have to go to the Murray household. Either find Scott Park, but it says in Harborbrook, Florence, and Overwood. So, need to look in the Overwood area. Looking. That's weird, it's not marked here. More, blah blah blah. That's literally Crotchbow Hunt. Well, I have to look it up whenever I get down there. They ain't gonna do me no favors trying to look for it this way. I'll just have to go down there myself. Not gonna enjoy it, I can tell you that much. I know I'm not going to enjoy it. This next one I gotta collect 5 blood samples probably. Well, since it looks like I'm already out and about, I might as well just eat this drink. just gotta get rid of Yeetus Proud over there. What's up with all that? There's nothing more munchkins following me. This is getting rather annoying. It isn't weird that munchkins follow me in real life. It has to happen in the game now. I did not know what's so interesting about a person. But apparently people can be so interesting that it causes weirdos to follow you. That actually happened last month. A kid followed me out of town while I was walking towards the city. I had to call the local authorities because I didn't notice for an hour and a half they were following. And believe me, calling the cops when a random child follows you out of town, you don't realize it because you're jamming out some music real loud, a pair of headphones, walking with an umbrella on a hot day, and you don't realize there's a kid behind you following you. It makes you think, what happened in that kid's head to make him walk out there with you? By the way, living out in the middle of nowhere, in such case the countryside, it's not uncommon to find people with machetes, knives, small firearms. It's not uncommon. The reason why is because you ever have to walk home at night, you need to really be careful with coyotes or local wildlife. And in such cases, well, due to animal migrations that have been going on lately within the area, you do now have to watch out for wild animals like bears, mountain lions, mountain cats. They end up out here from time to time in the countryside. And animal control has to come out with a SWAT team in order to apprehend the animal. Because the animal control personnel can't get the animal by themselves because of how dangerous some of these animals are. So carrying a hatchet or an extremely sharp machete or just downright carrying a pistol grip shotgun in your backpack is not uncommon. So for anyone who's wondering if it's uncommon or common, it's pretty common when you live out in the countryside due to weird animal migration patterns lately. Oh, 50 round submachine gun. Fires 9mm chins. That's nice, kid. You try to charge me. Now say it with your chest. I remember I used to hear that loud. Damn, Yeetus McGee, you're using all my 38s. I need to leave some for the rest of them. If nobody else gets to eat some lead, you know, like, you're kind of hogging it. Longsword, look at that, and this one's got a decent weapon body damage, find ammo chance, and sprint duration. Look at that. It's got some nice stats. Because when I need to run, I'm going to be able to run. For like 29% more. reminds me when I was younger. I thought this one girl was my cousin and her whole family. Turns out she isn't even remotely related. But for years, people were telling us we were cousins. Do I see her as my cousin still? Oh yeah, big time. I don't talk to her. Used to on Facebook. Weird times in life. But it's kind of weird when people tell you that you're related, and then they're just lying to you, like throughout your whole life. But it also makes me wonder why parents would lie like that. Why would they lie about somebody being your cousin if they're not even your cousin? Especially not by family, blood ties, or anything. So that's the one thing I never understood. Why are parents liars? Why do they lie? Why do they lie to their kids and expect them to accept it like it's the truth? And no, I didn't have fuzzy feelings for people. It's really hard for me to have any kind of emotional attachment feelings or anything of the sorts in any kind of way. So, do I care about my viewers? Yes, I do. But fuzzy feelings for my viewers would be a lot harder to say. It would probably be a lot more of a harder role to follow. I don't want your 32 ACP. If I wanted to rent a gun, I would have just went over there and bought one. I'm not finding anything of the sorts. I'm supposed to be looking for ham samples. I'm not even getting that inside this dump. The Fiston Payments GmbH, yeah. And it says Harbrook, kill the bloody adult female zombie, retrieve the human remains. Oh, okay, that explains a lot. Let's see how many 9mm I managed to rack up. Only that much? Yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna be out of 12 gauge and I'm gonna be stuck with a 20 gauge shotgun. Anyone else pretending? Okay. Well, whatever the case is, looks like that it's not going to do me any good now. I need to unequip this and grab the old 20 gauge. Looks like reduction in power has happened. Probably should have swapped to the 20 gauge while I was doing most of these missions, but I got accustomed to using the 12 gauge because it's a little more powerful. If you pay attention now to the market inside of the game, 20 gauge shells are starting to cost about as much as 12 gauge ammunition, which is a bit overboard. Just because the person has max shotgun stats doesn't mean that the price should continue to rise. Whatever the case is, that does seem to be a certain kind of trend that seems to be going on inside the marketplace right now in the game. 20 gauge shells seem to be costing pretty close to about the same price as 12 gauge ammunition, because as of yesterday, last night, after the stream had ended, I was going to replenish some 20 gauge shells when I realized they were at 2,700, which is 1,000 less from 12 gauge ammunition. It's a bit overboard in the pricing and an increased market price. Just like massive market price increase. As of last night when I noticed the amount that I'd have to pay just to get what I needed. It's a bit too much of a steep price for such a low damage shotgun ammunition. It barely even does 22. And that's per headshot. shotgun barely does 22 damage. And that's just on headshots alone. It does like almost 10 damage per body shots. You can take a look at it in the stats. Let's review it. Right now, with the current setup and the weapon I have equipped, I do 10. If I subtract the weapon above, well, I won't be doing 10. That's 21.92. That's just under a 12 gauge shotgun's firepower by 2 whole points. And that's without the shotgun perks at all. You can do that much damage. The base 12 gauge shotgun damage for, I guess, a few of the shotguns is 24 headshot damage, and I believe it's 7.5 body damage. Other than that, that's kind of like how it loads out. I found an army hat. I don't want it. I am finding plenty of 7.62, which is good, but it's also bad because I do not have a single rifle perk. Which just generally means that the ammunition is mostly ineffective, even though it does have a base headshot DPS at 18.75. It's just a little bit under the standard, I think it's 20 gauge shotgun blast. Nope. I've yet to find the bloated lady I'm not supposed to be looking for. Hopefully there is nothing else that I should be looking for in here. Oh my god, you piece of trash. Jesus Christ, dude. I don't even have what I have. Like, I don't even got enough to even treat half of these injuries I end up with. I only got one paramedic bag left. It's gonna get really annoying in a short amount of time now. Well, I found something I didn't kind of want, but whatever, I can sell it. That reminds me, I put a muffler on one of the weapons that I found over the recent few days. I don't know if I caught that on stream or not. If I did, cool. I should probably be preserving that ammunition. 70,000 XP, pretty close to the next level up. Holy crap, man, you are just so ugly in close quarters combat. Way too many rounds for your freaking head. Man, sometimes I wonder what these guys have for heads. I know it's not a melon, I know it's not a coconut. At this point, I'd be more or less convinced that they had a coconut and freaking concrete combined. Please, by some ridiculous luck, can I find a human remains without having to kill a fatty? And I found a roof box. I guess I'll take it. Until I find something more superior. Then I'll throw it away. Roof boxes don't fetch too many good prices. Especially in the scrap market. Now imagine if I had this title on, but it was scrap mechanic. That reminds me, I owned scrap mechanic at some point. And I didn't request a refund or nothing. I just couldn't figure out what happened to my copy of the game. But I know it's not in the Steam system. They claimed I never bought it. Even though technically it was on my system. I had a receipt, paper proving it. It wasn't on their side of the system. They took a picture and sent them an email. Any games I buy from Steam, I actually do, you know. Yep, discard leather jacket. I don't need that. I need that. And definitely gonna scrap the roof box in order to make inventory space for, you know, shotgun ammo. It's gonna do pretty good. Oh, rare Dragon SVD. Elite item, kick cooldown, bleeding, and a find a backpack chance. That'll fetch an alright market price. I wonder what this place is. Is this a gun manufacturing company? Okay. Oh, nice. That'll put me in jail. So this fat zombie decides to suck up all the bullets I just looted. Man, you're getting too comfortable if you want to be Fresh Prince. Yo, get off me, you bum! Fuck you! Get off! Fuck! Man, you see that bullcrap? Man, that pissed me the hell off. Talk about freaking dodging skills that are unreliable. That really pissed me the hell off at that point. You've got to be kidding me. I use my dodge and that doesn't even work. No, this guy still gets to keep taking the Big Mac McDonald's bite out of me. You've got to be kidding me. Sometimes I wonder if the dodge is even working. No, you sit right there and you take these hands. Dude, that was seriously aggravating. There better be a human remains in here. Finally, I didn't have to go out there and go murder some useless turd muncher. Unequip this. Equip this tiny little handgun. Since there seems to be plenty of ammunition in 357, but everything else seems to be lacking. Why does that happen to do the job, but everything else doesn't? And I feel like just tearing my scalp off. This was one of the worst missions I ever had to complete in my whole life. Man, then I gotta go Richbow hunting and all the way up there to Scotts Park for the Murray household to go look for a mystery house I probably won't even find. I'll go turn in this mission before the next one kills me. I'm gonna have to turn in this mission, man. I already know the next one's gonna end up murdering me. Shinewall Heights. 5 blood samples were infected. Then you got the Scott's whatever. Yeah, the Scott's toilet paper guy. I'm supposed to be heading down to the headquarters. Very, very aggravating just there, man. That was just straight up broken. What's the point of having a dodge if all of a sudden the enemy literally moves you back into a wall? Oh my god, do you see that crap? Fuck you, game. You're really starting to aggravate me now. Bags because, man, I did not want to deal with any of this. There it goes again with that vomit crap. See what I'm saying, dude? Completely unreasonable. That was just completely unreasonable. All of a sudden, the zombie wants to throw up on you. No, the last I checked, the zombie's motives and functions aren't even vomit all of a sudden out of the blue. I ran my checks. Zombie literally takes 2 swings and 2 lunges of an attack towards the enemy player, as they call it, and then it vomits. Why it's vomiting ahead of schedule on cue is annoying. It's gonna be a bit annoying getting all this done. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 94, 4, blah, 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 6, 5, whatever. Need to make 110,000. I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff I just looted at a dump.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I have a lot of 7.62. Get rid of my Delmar BS. Won't do me no good. The Lanchester. Would have been nice if it actually had stats. I probably would have kept it if it had stats. But it doesn't. Would I sell this Dragunov SVD? Its sell price is $344 when I could probably get way more than that. Longsword, radiation, 19% inventory capacity. Then you have 29% fine ammo chance, weapon body damage, and sprint duration. Hack 11, Superior Manberg 500. Here's the previous shotgun I had. Yeah, that was the previous side shotgun stats I had. I would go unique, but let's be honest, that's not going to pay out going unique. I'm gonna say that now. Most unique weapons or armors or unique types of items in particular will not land you a decent stat payout. Scent burns, weapon body damage, incoming stun. Attacks per second 0.58 versus 7.5, 738. This one does more damage, has better stats for sprinting, ammunition chance, and weapon body damage is higher. This one has a negative 20 burns chance, and a 19 footstep noise radius, weapon body damage, and incoming stun recovery. And if I see the scrap value, it goes for 400. If I see the sell value, it's going for 377. Either way, I gotta figure out what to do with it, because the surprise damage is surprisingly higher on the sledgehammer than it is on the longsword. Either way, I'm putting away some of these things since I'm not finding bullets for them or ammunition. And I seem to have some 9mm to spare on hand, 12 gauge in a really crappy amount, paramedics bags, just general stuff. So I need to go throw some crap in the stash box, assuming I can. And I'm going to start by removing any weapons I have already stashed in there. Rare sledgehammer. You can go into the stash. I don't need you at the moment. Oh man, that was like a really long yawn. Inventory capacity is good. Then you have this one with the ammunition chance, which is very helpful. Inventory, very good with ammo. So if I wanted to do a straight looting type setup, I would probably do this. And then I'll go load this into the car. This Rowan Pro chainsaw has a weapons muffler, negative 20% noise, reducing the noise parameter around me. I have a lot of 7.62. It's time to stash the 5.56. I'm going to take these 9mm rounds out. And it's 32 ACPs, so I'm going to scrap them. Not the 9mm, I'm going to keep that laying around just in case. But the 5.56 I'm going to stash. 12 gauge, 357, 357, 38. 32 ACPs, going to the food section. Drink, no drink is left. No medical stashed in here. 3 weapons, check. No clothing. No backpack space. Upgrades. No vehicle parts. Need to always check this stuff. Crafting. Not a lot. Believe me, it's not a lot of crafting material. It's actually a rather sad amount. I still can't make anything. And I spent like $30,000 to make an attachment for a backpack. So, that kind of wasn't worth it, but I had the money to throw around at the time. Okay. There's not much I can do here. Other than keep my wits about me. Could stash any future 9mm in here for the time being, I guess. I don't plan to buy a 9mm submachine gun. It'll probably put me out $1,000.
Yeah.
Someone could take that. Even though the muffler attachment I found probably costs way more, selling it for $271 would probably get me a nice price either way. Its initial scrap price is like $140. I don't really ever pay attention to the market for stuff like that. And it's because it's like irrelevant if the chainsaw has literally no stats at all. And if it does 1 body damage per hit, and it does 10 attacks per second, that means it's 10 damage per hit. It looks like it would be a nice weapon, but I've already tried using chainsaws, and I didn't like the results. It just really didn't pay out. Okay. I need to get my inventory prepared. Okay. That frees up another spot. The next one is in Richbow Hunt, which would be the last one. New Ray residents apparently relocated to the outskirts of town. That's way up top in Overwood, the Ray residents. That's gonna be a little bit of a out of the ordinary. You died. Okay. I really need to review what I'm doing at these last 2 missions. One's collect blood samples and the other one is find Scott. Travel over to Greywood. Well, it's about the same distance if I think about it. Just one's a little farther than the other. Probably am going to have to travel to Greywood or just stay from here and go upwards and then go there, then straight to Greywood. Just going to have to do it that way. Just blow my way straight to Greywood. It's not going to do me no favors. That guy's incessant gunfire. He's going to get me murdered before I even make it to my objectives. Richbow Hunt. They don't back the hell up, man. With their stank zombie breath. Yep, it's gonna be a busy day. Wow, they respawned in front of me. The zombies that were thousands of miles behind me respawn to the left of me. That's classic. Let's just respawn right next to the guy, so that we can help the kids get some XP. Well, here's your XP, kids. You want to earn it? There you go, kids. You earned your XP. They earned you each a fast-moving bullet straight to the skull. I swear to God, children don't learn. You know, in the event of a zombie apocalypse, I really will find it hard to blast a kid's head off, but at the same time, I'll have to look at it as I'm giving them peace, because at least they don't have to roam around the world. Also, the complete lack of children's existence inside of the Walking Dead universe as infected zombies is rather out of the ordinary. Because that's literally like saying that, you know, the world didn't have too many kids to go around. You get what I'm saying? So, in the TV show Walking Dead, that's kind of a broken thing about the show. At least in, I think, the first Resident Evil movie they released, they had a school filled with children that actually played as zombies and did the whole gruesome, you know, slaughter the poor lady holding the camcorder scene. You know, at least the series of Resident Evil didn't exclude children from the whole gory mess. But in The Walking Dead, they didn't want to have children on set, and it was mostly because the majority of the actors actually hated children. I don't know why they hate children, but they did. And that's a real fact for those of you who may be underage or whatever. The majority of the actors for the Walking Dead series actually did not like children on set, period. They didn't want to be around them, they didn't want to hear them, they didn't even want to see them. It just had me thinking. How are you an actor and you make these TV shows and families and kids watch, but you hate children? Come on, dude. Take your herp derps out of here, man. Sad zombie. Take your herp derps somewhere else. Okay, now that's over with, I can return somewhat to normal function. At least his handgun doesn't really give me that much trouble. I hope picking up the stupid cowboy hat doesn't give me stupid stats where it starts giving me fuel instead of what I need. Because that's happened before. I did not have a fine fuel chance, but I was getting nothing but gas. I did not like it one bit that I was getting nothing but gas. Gas's scrap value is useless. And there is no real monetary gain value from it either. Since gas sells for pretty much dirt cheap. Well, in real society, gas is like $3.81 or like $4 at most. Come on, dude, stop missing your shots. Okay. This is going a little better. However, I'm burning through ammunition like how people burn their hands holding up lighters at Willie Nelson concerts. And then once I have been to a Willie Nelson thing, which ironically was rather nice. It was nice being at a Willie Nelson related type of musical concert or whatever it is that he holds nowadays. From the last time I heard from him. However, it wasn't a pleasure being in the crowd because, well, the crowd can be very nasty. When I say nasty, I mean the crowd can be very mean, crude, and just downright disgusting to a person. Oh, this is your first time listening to Willie Nelson? Oh, then you're not a fan of his music. And then the crowd tries to throw you out. What's the matter to you if I'm a first time listener? Especially if you're a first time listener to his live music. You got die-hard fans that think they're entitled to be in your seat or your space or your row. It's just like, what's wrong with you? It's music. There's always next time in life. That actually reminds me, I actually did meet Willie Nelson in person. I just didn't know. I thought I was just talking with some random old dude and having freaking lunch with him, while everybody else was casually just piling up around us like creepos. He's a nice guy. I guess I understand now why people gave me really ugly, nasty looks at me. Because I just walked up to a random table at a barbecue joint and asked them if I could sit down. I can't even remember the barbecue place too. And he was just there. I don't even think he ate anything when he was there. Now that I remember it. Super weird. I just remember a lot of people telling me I shouldn't be sitting there with him. And yes, before you ask, this was shortly after the concert that I attended, and I only got to hear one song before the crowd was pulling me out by my backpack and hair. So I didn't really get to enjoy the concert. I actually remember telling him that. I didn't really get to enjoy your concert. He's like, why? I said, because the crowd of angry fans you have seemed to have grabbed me from my backpack and hair, and they threw me out of the stadium. And technically it's not a stadium. It was actually the Frank Ocean Center. He was performing. Was it the Frank Ocean Center? I can't remember. There's so many dumb names for these places. Yo! Oh my fucking god. You've got to be fucking kidding me. No. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. You see that dog crap? Oh my fucking god. No. Fuck this game, dude. I do not want to play this shit. I'm gonna play War Thunder, and I'd rather rage to that game. But for fuck's sake. Just straight up. Fuck you. I'd rather goddamn rage to War Thunder than this garbage. This has pissed me off for the last fucking time with that shit. Oh my fucking god, dude. Like, you have got to be kidding me. I have never been this fucking pissed in my goddamn life. This really just makes me want to just quit, delete my character, and never play again. I've literally spent like maybe 1,000 hours at most and had my War Thunder account deleted because I didn't want to play. And I dropped War Thunder for like 3 years of my stupid life. And it was probably the best decision I ever made. And then I went back to playing War Thunder because I was bored. And I spent less than a year getting everything back. Because it was rather easy, since I already knew how to play the dumb game. But this is stupid. This is unbelievably stupid on such a grand scale. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Why do I have the stupid dodge skill if it's not going to work? God. This is so fucking stupid. Why does the stupid dodge skill exist if I can't dodge? I literally dodged that ugly bitch's grab. And the skill doesn't exist. I just straight up fuck this game. I'm really beginning to fucking hate it. I don't have the level to buy an assault rifle. I don't have the level to have anything that I'm looking for in this game. I don't have what I want to do in this game. And this crap just wants to take a huge, steaming pile of crap on me. That's all this shit game is doing, is taking a huge dump on me. I literally want to rip my ears off my skull. So that I don't have to hear this game no more. I want to drive a screwdriver into my head and tear out my eyeballs. Jeez. Really getting annoyed by this crap. I never thought a game would be so broken. What's the point in having a dodge skill and dodging to the right if all of a sudden, oh, you're being held. Oh, you can't aim because you're being held. You can't shoot because you're being held. Then what the hell is the whole fucking point? Why do I keep getting fucking beaten up like that? And why the fuck does that keep happening? I feel like I'm getting testicular cancer from this shit.
Nothing left.
That's it, dude. I have to go on a freaking binge or something, or go blow my brains out on alcohol or something, because this is how bad it's getting. Like, I don't want to play a game if I'm gonna have to be sitting here getting the crap beaten out of me all the damn time. Yeah, neither one of these Lanchester stats are really usable. I mean, look at this garbage. None of it is useful. Look at that. It goes all the way up to 10 grand for a decent one. And this isn't even decent. This is dog crap. This is a terrible Lanchester. That's even worse. 10,222. The only thing about it is that it's got a slight noise reduction and attacks per second. That is still awful. This is another awful stat on a Lanchester. Look at that. These are some very awful stats. Unless it's boosting, quote unquote, unless it's boosting your knockback, your headshot damage, and your body damage, and your accuracy, those are the only things that matter. But your attack per second in a submachine gun does not matter. I'd understand this being 20 grand, but everything here down below? That's like a $100 gun. Doesn't matter if it's a 50-round clip. Ammunition capacity does not compensate for lack of stats. Like this right here, you can probably find better stats on a lower grade version versus an elite grade. They don't count as stat boosters because you can find a really shitty melee weapon that's elite and it has incredible stats for a cheap price. But that's just poor. Like, you're gonna charge over $1,000 for some poor stat weapons. That ain't worth it. The fact that somebody actually thinks it's actually worth the price that they're selling it for must have been dropped on their head. It is not. I wouldn't bother wasting my time buying a gun if its stats didn't do anything good to the DPS. The total amount of damage per second, or the total amount of body damage hits or headshot hits, are very important in a weapon. If it's not doing any of that, then what are you selling? It's not worth 1,000, not worth 1,000, not worth 1,000. Definitely it's not worth 1,000. I bet I'm just going with HK5. Like these weapons, they actually look like they're worth something. Let's go into elite status. Not worth anything. This is not worth 1,045. Hydration. Nobody needs that much hydration when you could have the perk. The perk will cover all your hydration and food requirements and reductions. Noise radius. Superior item. Walk speed. Walk speed only applies for whenever you're reloading. Weapon stun duration. It's a little better, but not as good. Weapon stun duration. Still a little good. Find rare giants. Rare item. Not useful. Dodge cooldown. Not useful. Kick knockback. If you don't use kicks, not useful. Find fuel. Very useless stat. Inventory capacity. Very useful. Kick damage. Useful. Search speed. Useful. Find crafting chains. Not useful. Knockback. Kick knockback. Useful. Inventory capacity. Useful. That's a looter build. Reloading speed. Body damage per hit is 2.6. Weapon reloading speed. Very fast. 30% inventory capacity. And 15 dodge cooldown. Incoming stun threshold and bleeding chance. This is worth the stats that is printed on it. Like, that's literally worth the stat that is printed on it. Why that gun is priced at 2,000? I don't know why. But the stat itself speaks for itself. Those stats are impeccable. This will increase inventory by 30%, increasing your survivability. And a lot more items for things. The stats that are printed on it are very useful. You see, out of all the brown bag items, and when I say brown bag, brown as in poop, items that are being overcharged for, I will tell you, this weapon reloading has been cut down. That's good if you need to reload fast. Your inventory capacity is increased by 30%. That's good. Weapon body damage 2.6. That is good. Dodge cooldown decreases your dodge, so it means it refreshes faster. Your incoming stun threshold. If a zombie can punch you, causing you to be walking instead of running, even if you're holding the sprint down, that stun threshold helps. Bleeding chance. This will help when you're in higher zones, or if you're trying to loot in higher level zones. This is a well-balanced weapon versus what I'm seeing on the market for way more. Especially for shittier weapons. But either way, it's a way better weapon. Beta 8000. It increases weapon range, hydration, weapon attack speed, energy restoration, weapon minimum accuracy, weapon body damage. With this stat applied, it also increases the other stats of anything else you have on you. Weapon A is the Manberg. 10, 21.92. That's just it. The base weapon stats are here. However, it still increases other stats on the weapon regardless of what it is. There's just not enough percentage to actually do any type of increase. However, I do not know how the stat functions work in this game when it comes to certain pieces or information when it comes to that, but whatever your weapon boosts in a stun threshold stats or weapon aiming speed and stuff like that should also affect your other weapons. It shouldn't just be specifically built upon one weapon, otherwise the percentages end up mixed up and you end up with false stats. And to have false stats is to have misleading information about how much damage you're really doing. And in my case, I do not like having, you know, it looks like I have amazing stats, but then I take a double take and then look at it again in the mirror and find out that these amazing stats I have actually do not exist. It's like that. Oh, cool, I have amazing stats. Oh, I didn't think this would ever happen. Wait, I don't? Then what the hell do I have this thing hanging around with me for? It's useless. That's what goes through your head. For anyone who's actually wondering, that is what goes through my head under many circumstances. Why would I have a gun if the stats weren't going to pile up with the other stats? Especially if there are damage increasing stats. If the damage of my weapon's body damage was increased, it should increase the weapon body damage to my other weapons I have equipped, along with their headshot damage or anything, and so forth. It should never stunt or anything. It should always work with the other stats on the other weapons to increase generalized stats. This would make it a little bit more simpler, but it would also be a little bit more easier to get an accurate reading on how much of a boost you're getting versus how much you're not. I would go all the way out there to the Murray residence or whatever, but I think I'm just going to go all the way to Greywood. I'm going to go for a small loot run in a random building. Hopefully I do not get assassinated while inside of that building, because if that does happen, I'm going to be breathing fire out of my mouth. And then I might take a huge steaming dump on the game for like 10 minutes of my life. Now that I am in Greywood, I can go ahead and see what I can do here. I would pick up some Greywood missions, but let's be honest, I need to complete the Harborbrook missions before I even think about doing anything in this dump. I do call it a dump because it's mostly a dump because of how many, NPC missions are actually really doable. I actually tried completing one mission in the Greywood Star Hotel, and one of these missions took me to a room where apparently 3 bosses were inside. And that only lasted about 9 seconds before I ran out of sprint and got beaten up in a corner. Rodriguez, Dillard, Law. Copper Space Heights. Media Place. And then the Richmond Lodge. Oh no, that's the Alcom Lodge. Oh man, that bitch can definitely take a blow, man. That's up to him out. That wasn't good. Hell no, I'm definitely not going to survive in this dump. Peace. Man. I don't know what happened in recent days, but I don't think I ever remember my freaking 9mm not doing any damage to them, or ever bouncing off like that. So that's definitely a first. Hello, Charizard. How are you? Hello, kiddos. Hello, warty lady. Man, her warts sure do explode pretty heavily. You know, I'd expect a zombie to have, like, something a little out of the ordinary. You know, I don't expect them to have, like, armor plating like they're wearing a special type of Kevlar, or, I don't know, wearing a 100mm plate of steel on them. That's just what I wanted to do. So let's go ahead and grind them down to dust if I can. I'm not making a lot of XP, so this definitely is a factor. No idea why the game is lagging. I assume something's trying to force itself to update at the moment. Which is a bit abnormal behavior for my PC to all of a sudden decide to start doing something without me. Oh, this piece of crap is going to try to force itself to upgrade to the next Windows platform. Garbage. I will tell you that from personal experience of viewing the most recent Windows platform that was ever wanting to be by Microsoft. It was garbage. I wouldn't recommend it to nobody. Hey, warty little girl, you gotta hang out over there with your other Disney's friends. Yo, back off, you warty little children. Jesus Christ, those boils are scary. Well, definitely not making no XP. It's almost like a no XP multiplier on this. It's almost like a game developer legit thought of this idea that I was going to be doing this grind for XP and just kind of just made it impossible to do that. Yeah, that's definitely going to take a minute. Me just shooting at them. Basically at crouch level. Oh look, they actually wanted to charge now. Listen up, Frodo. I know it's not your chance or your time anymore, because, you know, you end up being one of those things. But look at the bright side. At least you could join your family in the afterlife. child appear. Get out of here. Your explosive boils are not wanted. Future my butt. You can stay there with your little gasses. These transformations almost feel like they're straight out of Resident Evil. The only difference is that these transformations, these subjects, are actually a lot more vigorous throughout. But still within the human confines of transformation when it comes to mutation. So still within the human confines of transformation. The body transforms in order to adapt to its new surroundings or something like that. In order to adapt to its new environment. And as a result, I created these things. They adapted to a much rougher, harder skin in order to prevent them from being damaged or harmed. Which probably resulted from stemming survivors of probably military assault. These are probably just minor stemming survivors from the military onslaught of the early assault on the subjects. And it's very likely these subjects may or may not have a parasite living in them if the parasite hasn't already fused to the hosts. Probably likely fused to the host's spinal region. Dude, are you really trying to pull that crap-tastic shit of literally trying to do that whole I'ma glitch this shit out with the whole attacking this motherfucking shit? Because I'm getting really tired of the I'm being feasted on BS. It's a bit outdated. Even for me, it's outdated. Even for me, that crap is outdated. Oh, okay. Well, let me go ahead and send a retarded child zombie to go attack this person. That's really outdated crap. I feel like ripping my eyelashes off. Like I'm legit getting so salty at this game that I'm just gonna tear the skin off my body and just eat it. And yes, I just recommended cannibalism of my own self. But it's not cannibalism if you're only eating yourself. No one can accuse you of it unless your name is Don Provolone, meaning provolone cheese. Either way, this does aggravate me a bit because, I mean, you have got to be goddamn kidding me. This is gonna keep happening over and over again until I die. I get real tired of the whole, oh, let's glitch him out and then end up stuck to him. Oh, no, he's still biting you. The game still hasn't registered that he already bit you. No, he's still biting you. The game still hasn't registered he has already bitten you. It's like that. That's the one thing I didn't like about this game, is that it's not really registering things. Pretty much it's not registering them right no more. You know, it gets really tiresome to be having to deal with that over and over again, or to have to deal with the fact that it hasn't registered the zombie has bitten you yet, but they're still doing damage to you. risks, yes, I am going to throw away the extra ammo just to get rid of this. And I'm really just more or less trying to get to the next level. Flight transcript. Oh, you can sit right there. You're fine where you're standing. You don't need to come any closer to me, you weirdo. Take a look at this freaking flight transcript. Flight transcript. Transcript date. June 29th, 2016. First transmission. 0745 hours. GMT 8. Last transmission. 11:17 hours. GMT 8. Start of the transcript. 0745 HA. Okay. Now I have some wordy people coming in when I'm trying to read this. Get out of here, you wordy substances. Come on, dude. There's no way I'm dealing like 8 pieces of damage. Let railroad him up. You can go over there. And you can go back. Go back. Stay over there. If I wanted a pet, I would have gone to a store to go buy a pet, like maybe a gerbil or hamster. Now, back to the... Oh my fucking god, I'm better off reading this somewhere else because I'm gonna keep getting these herpy monsters appearing. Now the question is, should I apply this BS to my freaking melee stats, or should I apply it to some form of armor that I'm never gonna be able to grab until I'm a certain level? In fact, I don't even think I could buy armor yet. I think I have to be level 35 or 45 to even grab the first piece.
Hi.
Let me go into buying and see what this loser has to offer. Upgrade? No, I think it's under clothing, right? Oh, here it is. It's under armor. Yeah, 44 and level 30 for this. Sneak visibility. Well, it's actually rather cheap. You got a Kevlar vest, a covert vest, which isn't even that bad, Commander's war vest. Imagine wearing a real war vest that was actually homemade. If a piece of armor is capable of stopping, quote unquote, and I will say this, if a piece of armor can stop a tank round, and it's meant for civilian use, I don't think a human would be able to withstand the explosion. No, I don't want to buy that armor. I'm just trying to figure out what I can grab. So I just need to minimize these subcategories in order to figure this out. Yeah, I don't need the hydration needs. Bleed chance. Sounds real nice. This one's level 31. And it's got a incoming stun threshold, which will be very useful in this particular area. Bleeding and radiation. Rare Xylon vest. Radiation, hydration, sneak, energy needs. And I need to put the max level for 32 so that way I can narrow down my search results to much more affordable types of armor. Radiation, bleeding, energy needs. Incoming stun threshold, plus 27, visibility. 23 bleeding, burns, hydration, energy. Bleeding, 19. It's not a lot of very useful ones. Energy, burns, incoming damage is 11. Negative 11%, be very useful. Negative 12. Visibility, burns, infection, 30 energy. You know, this probably would be a lot more useful to buy a piece of armor. I just don't know how you fix them or what happens to them. Do they break? Are they broken forever? Can you repair them? Is buying armor useless? That's like the real thing I want to ask. If I have the Xylon vest, when it gets down to 0 durability, what happens to it? I could never figure that out.
What do you want?
What's an upgrade for an armor? Well, it's 58,000 for a suppressor. Shotgun, rifle, pistol, submachine gun, or assault rifle. The DIYs are very cheap. They really are cheap, the DIYs. The magazines would be very helpful. Drum, extended barrel, muzzle brake. Muzzle brakes would be useful. Compensators, increase your accuracy and generalistic stuff. Improved optics, minimum and maximum. You can apply it to any gun to improve its optics. The red dot sight is a level 40. Grip tape would be very helpful when improving the weapon aiming speed. Improved grip tape. Chainsaw muffler, stuff like that, they won't really help you. Counterweights only apply to melee weapons. And in such case, I don't think counterweights would be very useful if your melee weapon is a sword. I don't think a counterweight could really be applied unless you were planning to cut the sword and to apply the counterweight at the middle of the sword. Kind of like, I guess it would basically be like holding, you know, Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy. Ballistic plates. They would help if I had the money. It would add 10 armor absorption, 10 durability, but increase the level that I need in order to use it. Extra pockets does help with other thing. Pocket webbing is the highest quality you can get. So for right now, I'm just gonna grab the DIY. And then I'm going to go over to one of my guns and I'm going to combine it. I can apply it to the little handgun, making the noise radius less. Where is the noise damage? The noise radius is 40 meters. I can put it on my shotgun, or I can put it on the Mach 11. I can put it on the Dragon SVD. This deals a bit more damage than it. However, it is very, very craptastic. I could always replace it with a much more higher quality item later. I'm gonna put it on my freaking SVD, making a noise radius to 30 meters. If I buy the other one, when I manage to grab like 60,000 or
What
so.
are you after?
What was it for that upgrade? For a military grade suppressor, it'll be 58,000. I'll be able to bring it down to like 20 meters. So it's not bad. I did increase a little bit of stats. Really, the armor removes my long sleeve t-shirt. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Now fucking armor is useless then. If it's gonna take away your t-shirt, then the armor is useless. That has to be applicable in its own slot. Nobody's gonna put on, and this is like real life world speaking right here. Nobody's gonna say, oh, in order to put on your armor, you have to take off your t-shirt or your long sleeve sweater that you're wearing. No, you can put the armor over clothing. That's just downright stupid. That really is just downright stupid that armor consumes a clothing slot for the body. It needs to have its own particular slot of its own. It cannot just be like, oh, you gotta rip off your shirt to have the armor. You can't have both. And that's just a waste of money. I'd probably be better off scrapping this item than wearing it. Actually, I'm gonna see how much it'll cost me to scrap this item. Just to see how much it's gonna cost me to scrap that. 280. That's just under how much I spent for the initial product. What missions do you have to offer, you ugly little lobster?
Think you can survive out there?
Yeah, it depends. Is every mission gonna take place in Moorhurst? If it is, I might as well just skip it. I think I've been playing since like 12, so this has gotta be like at least 3 hours of
What's
boring
the
game
use?
footage. And
What
why
are
is
you
this
after?
loser here?
Uh-huh.
Sparkfield Apartments in Greywood. You see, that is not very manageable if it's 3 blood samples. This is a terrible place to do a mission. What do you have to offer? A gas mask, but like nothing. Hazard armor set. 800 credits. Tactical backpack. Would be nice. I have 200 credits. Bacala B, forest camo, military bandana, Viking helmet, 9 cutter submachine gun. Is that what that is? That's a 9 cutter. But is it a 9 cutter? Or is this just a really sad skin? What would be the point in having the 9 cutter submachine gun skin applied if there's like no legit, you know, submachine gun is using that? Not to mention the 9 cutter, I believe, uses 55 ammunition. You got the 9 cutter, then you had the 9 cutter X, which was apparently better. I would blow my credits, but this isn't exactly worth my credits. The cosmetics trainer, or whatever. It's not worth it. Yeah, it really isn't worth it, the cosmetics. You're better off buying more inventory slots for your character and probably more player slots to create more characters. It'd be a severe waste of money to just throw your money into buying cosmetics. Because cosmetics hold no stats, they hold no real price. Plus you can't even sell the cosmetics. What, do you not have any missions, you weirdo? Then why are half of these people here if they don't have any missions?
This world's gone to crap.
12,000 XP. The Collar Lodge, art book, and kill the irradiated mother. Retrieve the human remains from his stomach and bring it to Phineas Robertson in Greywood Star Hotel. You see, I would probably do this mission, even though I have no idea what a mother is in this game, and I've only encountered it once, only to run away like a huge chicken. Because I was like level 4. But that was because I was roaming around in places I didn't know anything about. Sewer berry. What is this? Oh, it's over here on the level 50 zone. Next outpost attack is in 2 hours, eh? Oh, I still haven't even applied my skill. Man, I should really remember. Not having skills don't help me know how. Hi, hi, hi. Melee skills. Rifle expert. Submachine gun. Should really start pouring it into assault rifles, but I'm really trying to max out my running. Because, you know, I want to be able to run for my life. Sprinter IV, sprint cooldown, and sprint duration. I'm gonna have to boost up the assault rifle skills in the next 3 levels, so at least I have 15 plus damage. Okay, so now I have my maxed out stats: Sprinter V, Shotgun V, Reloading V, Looter V, Mule V. Toughness only gives me 15. Melee expert. Lockpicking was the worst skill I ever applied. I wish I could get that skill point back. I hate lockpicking. And survivor. That's alright. And kickboxing, which gives me a minor, stun threshold. Nothing too major, nothing too big. I assume this isn't everybody, so I should go upstairs and see who else is hiding. See if there's anyone hiding around here like a total creepo. Man, you know, if I had a problem like this in the real world with zombies, I'd keep everyone in the lobby. I would never let them go up to the 2nd floor or anything like that, because anyone who goes up to the 2nd floor is up to no good or is sick. Because if you're trying to get away from people, then clearly there's something up with you. I wouldn't trust it one bit. Because, you know, I don't have time to be dealing with a house of horrors. All of a sudden, someone gets bit and they transform into, I don't know, the Loch Ness hamburger or something and start annihilating everybody downstairs. Because, you know, the higher you go into a building, the less likely of a chance you'll have to survive. Because if the defenses ever fell, you would have nowhere to hide. Because you're stuck upstairs. And if you're stuck upstairs, I doubt you want to do the 3 or 4 story drop to the ground, hoping your legs don't smash into a million pieces. Now, for those of you who are probably thinking about what I'm telling you, that is the undefined truth. In a zombie apocalypse, going all the way up to the roof might be beneficial as long as birds aren't capable of getting up there, assuming the birds transform. Assuming the birds don't transform, and when the virus affects them, it kills them right away, but doesn't bring them back. Then going to the roof would be very useful. But anything of the such, I wouldn't recommend going to any kind of roofs of any building unless you know there's some kind of military extraction going on, and if they see a red flare, and if they are willing to respond to helping you. It's always good to keep a radio on hand and browse through multiple channels. If you or a loved one or anyone are trapped currently in a zombie apocalypse scenario, do not be afraid to tell the rest of the world. I would suggest heavily with broadcasting it as soon as possible, so that the rest of the world knows what's coming, so society can quietly prepare or quickly prepare for the worst case scenario in their own cities. This will not encourage rioting or the destruction of your own nation, however, it will get the word out so that people know what to expect and to stay inside at all times. This will likely reduce the risk of infection. For people who are out and about on the streets, well, they're probably going to panic. But you should quietly note at the beginning of it what the symptoms are and what you learn from observing and viewing. And these are the symptoms people should be looking out for. Never just give video footage but don't give any commentary. No, you want to give commentary on what symptoms you notice these people were inhabiting just before transformation, as it will be very helpful for the CDC and the general public. Even though your local government may hold you responsible or call you a terrorist or a traitor to your nation for exposing such information, the rest of the world doesn't deserve to fall prey to such diseases or illnesses, because one such nation refused to let the rest of the world know. This will also help narrow down issues. This will also increase the chances of strongholds forming in a short amount of time to prevent infection and further spread. So if someone attempts a media blackout, there are ways of overriding media blackouts whenever it comes to the control of certain government nations. A single person attacking a massive AI system can also deal damage to an AI system that is designed to create media blackouts. When someone tries to create a media blackout is when they try to start locking the internet. There are actual digital locks on gates that allow the channels of the internet to flow. A lot of these digital gates and locks can be bypassed if you're intelligent enough to know a little bit about hacking. If you know hacking or you have decent hacking skills, you can use these skills to unlock the internet again to allow it to flow so the rest of the world can see what's going on. However, you do need to cover your tracks so that you don't get a local visit by your local Reaper drone that'll probably fire a Hellfire missile right on top of your house, destroying it. And that's only the event of pandemics. I guess hacking would be remotely acceptable if you're trying to help people know what's going on, and so they can get straight facts of symptoms, things that people were inhabiting just before turning. I do not recommend hacking in any such case if no serious event like this is occurring. However, this is useful information. Oh, and weird things about the world. Things that governments do cover up is the existence of subterranean human beings who refuse to grow up with the world when the world began to change. Subterranean human beings have actually been found in recent locations across America. You might believe the subterranean human beings don't exist, but they actually do. There really are people living underground, and these people once used to live above the surface. But because of one stupid thing that happened inside the United States, or in whatever country they're in at the moment, which is pretty much everywhere, because one dumb thing happened with the presidential election or some kind of ridiculousness, these people receded to going into hiding underground, like if the end of the world was going to happen, and they never came out from underground in probably 20 or 30 years. Let's say that these people are still civilized. They might be civilized on the external of the surface from their polish, but deep down the internal functions of their mind, they are broken, shattered, and have no idea what the real world is like anymore. And thus you must be very careful with these people. I myself stay inside of my room, but it's mostly because I don't want to have any contact with my family. They're rather annoying. And if I do go outside, it's just to talk to this guy. And I guess say hello to his younger sister, as she works at the same place he does. I like saying hello to them, and they're very nice people. Sometimes they say they're nice cereal boxes, even though I kind of don't know who they are. But I do know of some of the progress that people do take and make in their life. It's kind of like a sixth sense thing. It's whenever you can tell what somebody has done in their life, the weird things they have done, and the kind of person they are. An archived voicemail. That is weird. Never got that one before. Let's see what it has to say.
He's beautiful, Mom. So beautiful. My baby boy. Your grandson. I wish you were here to see him. I take one look at him and I see the entire world in his precious little eyes. It sounds silly, but he's softer than I thought, too. How something so gentle could come from me, I'll never know. But he's here, and he's mine. I'm gonna name him August. It wasn't one of the names we had originally discussed, but it just seems fitting somehow. Looking at him reminds me of the light at the end of the summer that just goes on forever. It's the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. Or was. Until now. August is going to be my light from now on. That's not a promise, it's a fact. When I look at him, I just radiate joy and contentment. God, how I want it to always be like this. And to think I wasn't certain if I wanted to be a mother. But I get it now. I'm starting to see your side of things. I know it won't always be easy, but it already feels worth it to see his face and hold his little hand. I almost wish I was sharing this moment with his father. Almost. It's never gonna happen. I won't let my baby be corrupted by that man. No more negative thoughts. Not today. Today is a beautiful day. You're a grandmother. I'm a mother. And August is my sunshine. I can't wait for you to meet him. I love you, Mom. Talk soon.
Wow, I learned something about the lady who was a total bitch at Sekrenom. Alright, let's continue reading that flight transcript. Now let's add a little bit of roleplay to it. This is your captain at 115 Hawaiian Airlines Flight 115, requesting clearance. Hawaiian Airlines 115, proceed to runway 3, take off clear, have a safe flight. Roger, Honolulu, thank you. Hawaiian Airlines 115 LAX. Come in, this is flight Hawaiian Airlines 115. Flight course Honolulu to Chicago. We have a situation on board. A passenger is suffering a nervous breakdown, followed by what we believe is a heart attack. We are currently attempting CPR, but I think we lost him. LAX CT, Roger. Hawaiian Airlines 115. Please inform if you require an emergency runway prepared. This is Hawaiian Airlines. Please do. LAX. But we're still 3 hours away. Best we can do now is continue. What was that? Go ahead, Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaiian Airlines, LAX requesting update. Hawaiian Airlines 115, we have a situation. LAX. It's not clear what is happening yet, but there is a commotion back there. Hawaiian Airlines 115, please get authorities. LAX, sounds like we're being hijacked. Flight crew is trying to subdue an aggressive individual. LAX-CT, roger that. Informing authorities. Please keep updated. Hawaiian Airlines 115. Jesus Christ. Control tower, it sounds like they're slaughtering everyone back there. Authorities want to know if any demands have been made. We've locked the cabin, LAX. We have not heard any demands or hostage taking, only screaming. They're breaking down the door. LAX, we're trying to... And yeah, I'm not going to say that on here. But yeah, you get the idea. Incomprehensible screaming and grunting. LAX, what's happening? Hawaiian Airlines? Hawaiian Airlines, please respond. Well, at least we know what happened to those people on that flight. They got turned into Big Macs. One thing I'd always think of in life is that if I ever had to deal with something crazy like that on board of a flight where a guy had a heart attack and all of a sudden changed, and there was weird pandemics and close-ups going on, I'd probably make sure that the airplane has at least a couple of freaking people on board with weapons. I wouldn't want to be out there with no gun or anything on a flight or anything like that. Personally, I would recommend that people still be able to do what they need to do in order to handle themselves on an airplane flight. Personally, would not want to be on a flight in a zombie apocalypse. Because, you know, that's kind of a losing fight at that point. Okay, cool. There's nothing nothing creepy up here. By the way, this reminds me of a bug that actually took place inside of this game. I actually had an issue inside of this game where if you're looting the general location of a outpost or something like that, that a stalker could appear. I experienced that bug where a stalker spawned in an outpost and kind of just stalked me through the entire building, even though I was still technically inside the Dalbo police station. It was a bit disturbing because I was trying to figure out how does an enemy spawn inside of a, you know, a safe point. It's a bit mind-boggling. Got 2 more rooms in the back, and after that I can go up to the final floor. I have no idea how long my sprint is. I should probably look at that stat and see where my sprint is. Slots, search time, noise visibility, 8% incoming stun threshold. But it doesn't give me a sprint duration or anything like that. Oh, here's the abilities. Dodge cooldown 4.5, sprint duration 8 seconds. Sprint cooldown 20. Kick, yeah, stun, damage, blah blah blah. Ow. By the way, believe it or not, and this is something I'm pretty sure a lot of people know, common information, a tactical vest does not come with a t-shirt stuck to it. There's some 12 gauge shells that I'm probably never going to use. A 1942, what is this? A 38 special handgun? Oh, no wonder it's a Webster's 1942. Which is actually compared to the Colt 1942. I wonder how they had the time to just sweep all the floors to make sure there wasn't a single infected in the building. The other question is, why isn't there people up here guarding the generalized locations and minor checkpoints in the game? Even though I'm technically looting a spawn location, it's still a lot better than trying to loot somewhere else right now at the moment. So 120,000 XP. It's going to take me a lot of time. Either way, looting this building is doing a lot better than trying to loot anywhere else at the moment. before anyone's asking, in the near future or something like that. In the generalized location where I live at, apparently the entire state has to be, the city tri-state area has to be in stage 5, because apparently the news is trying to scare people into going to go get a vaccine that would damage the genetics of your DNA. Because that's the only shot that remains right now in current use. That is the only shot that is currently being given out. They want people to take this COVID-19 shot, but it's already been proven to damage genetic structures of the human body's DNA. Thanks to research that the genetic structures can be destroyed or not completely corrupted by the shot that they're distributing right now in this city I live in. Well, I'm not really living in a city, but the city is the only place that's issuing vaccines. Abbreviation on the word vaccine. Because it's not curing anyone. Hundreds of people have recently come back who have received the vaccine. About almost supposedly 5,000 plus cases of unvaccinated people, but 6 of those people that were amongst those supposedly unvaccinated people who are sick with COVID-19 are actual friends that I know that actually have been registered and have the paper proving they've been vaccinated. And 6 of those friends are now dead. I'm not going to be pro-anti-vaccine or pro-vaccine on this one, but I'm just looking at the facts and the status of how and what happened to my friends and what the vaccine had did for them. And the way I see it is, it looks like the vaccine killed them rather than helped them. So that's like 6 funerals that are probably going to be on 6 different dates, so they're going to occur around the same time. And in such cases, you know, I didn't think I'd be going to people that I used to like pretty much go to school with. I didn't think I'd be going to their funerals while they were still in their 20s when passing. You know, I didn't think that this cure, this vaccine will save us. Let's put some abbreviation on the save us part. It did not. They got sick and they died pretty much at the hospital. And the hospital put them down as unvaccinated citizens, even though I was there with them when they got vaccinated. Each and every one of them wanted me to be there as a witness while they got vaccinated for COVID-19. And I was in the room with them to have proof of vaccination. And the doctor was vaccinating them for COVID. And now those 6 friends are gone. So now, more or less, I am in complete distrust of anyone who says the vaccine is going to save their lives. I think it only adds a 10%, you know, film grain line to protection. Of really protecting you from the illness. More or less, it's probably completely ineffective. Considering 6 people I know who have been vaccinated are now dead. I will not disclose their name for, well, perpetual reasons and to not get in trouble with their families. But in context, that's the gist of it.
How long can this go on?
In a way, I was not surprised that that would happen. Would I recommend anyone getting a vaccine? Well, at this point, I probably wouldn't. For personal reasons. If you want to stay vaccinated and feel healthy and everything, go ahead. But what I do suggest is that you never take your mask off until after 10 years of life without, you know, whatever this is going on. I would suggest to wait 10 years before you take your mask off when going outside or anything like that. because it took 10 years for the disease to perish from the very beginning. When COVID-19 came to the United States, they said they eradicated it, but they didn't. Back in the day, before today, the population was increasing at an alarming rate. And people thought that the population needed to be reduced a bit. So they introduced a new disease into the general population. It kind of backfired because now those diseases and the cells that were inside of those diseases and people who managed to fight back the disease have now come up kind of like in a pretty craptastic way. It kind of backfired
There's no
for
hope for
government officials who were trying to expose the lower class population to a disease in an attempt to reduce the amount of issues they had to deal with at the time. I wouldn't waste your time trying to poison the population in life, as it'll always backfire. Just a personal message for anyone who thinks, I'm gonna poison 1,000 people and nobody's gonna be able to know it was me. Well, even though that nobody's gonna know it was you, the fact you poisoned 1,000 people with a disease is going to backfire because you'll likely catch it like 3 days late. 3 days later. And even if you leave that city, likely 1 out of every 50 people or 30 out of every 50 people have left the county line area and it went to the other county next door, thus spreading it further. And then those people went to another county or another place and spread it to other people who were just passing by. These are just general statistic outputs or playouts of what I, see go on in the world. Some people were actually like that in the world, where they would perpetually get you sick with a disease so that they wouldn't have to die alone. In some cases, a local doctor at a hospital was placed under arrest for trying to do that to me while I was in an unconscious state. After being recovered from, I guess I passed out from heat, a doctor was caught trying to give me a injection of some sort, which looked like blood. And another doctor happened to tackle said doctor when they came to check in on me, and they had the police arrest him. It turns out this doctor was trying to give me his infected blood from whatever disease he's dying from that he hasn't told anyone about. And if I had successfully received any of that blood, I'd probably be dying with that loser right now on the bed inside of a hospital. So, in a way, I'm rather satisfied that somebody happened to have seen what was going on before it was too late. Because if it had become too late, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
So if you're in a hospital, you do need to watch your back. Never be left alone. Especially a complete nutcase. Never get left alone in the hospital with people you don't trust or a subject who's working at the hospital you increasingly have a bad feeling about. Now I need to look at the map in order to document the Dalbo police station because I plan to loot it since there's going to be nothing but ammo there. The Harvebrook police station is a Dalbo. No, it's Harvebrook. Psychiatric unit. No. Pediatric hospital. Nope. You gotta go to shop. That's a pawn shop. Harvebrook. Nope. Harvebrook field units. No. Need to find the Harvebrook police station. It'll be a weapon and ammunition change. Oh, here it is. It's that way. This is basically Pale Haven. Sounds like a really craptastic name for a map. Either way, it's gonna pay out. I want to loot the police station so I can get it over with. Gonna put away the 5.56. That leaves 28, 5 slots remaining. Alright. I'm gonna make my way to the Harvebrook Police Department. I'm basically gonna try to Raphael de-assault the lower levels first. Raphael. Imagine being named Raphael. But you know, in Italy or France. Is this a police station? Yep, it is. Let's go inside. Hello, Mr. Police Station. Man, I've been looking for this place for like a while already. Stop pretending to be dead. Really need to get that better suppressor so I can replace the one that was already slapped onto it. Assuming I can. Alrighty then, well this is getting a little creepy. Should probably tone down the music on it. Cause it's starting to creep into the HE double hockey sticks out. Do need to be able to hear the enemy though. Alright. Let's see if I find more ammunition. Come on, this is a police station, not a food factory. Since when does a police station ever have food inside it? And don't quote me on that. A police station does have some level of food, but it only applies to the break room. And it's usually whatever police officers that are, well, I guess willing enough or nice enough to bring food into the place so that way nobody starves. Go. This is going pretty good. Small key. Means there's a door nearby that I can open up. Oh god, you're ugly. Got the lower levels that I can handle in a moment. I'm gonna sweep the first floor and then I'm going downstairs. Okay, 12 gauge ammo, just what I needed. Alright. Please no stupid bosses in any of these rooms. I don't have time to be dealing with the coffee machine guy. really add a perk that makes your guns virtually invisible, because that's kind of what suppressors are for. They're to reduce the noise radius to less than 10 meters. Definitely finding plenty of 7.62, which doesn't bother me. But I'll only be able to loot this joint once every couple of hours, or I think once every 24 hours, more specifically. Well, as long as I'm only looting this joint for raw resources and materials, I'll be satisfied. Another chocolate bar. I'm not going to sell that. An exhaust, not worth the scrap price. This game sure does pile up on my paranoia department. Well, there's nobody inside this full-scale room. Okay, this covers the entirety of the first floor. It's time to hit up the lower levels before I proceed any further to any other levels. Police department checks out clear, and it's all good to go. Reporting downstairs in order to figure out what's down here and hold up. Really, dude? Nice try. I have the gun right in your damn mouth. Sheesh. Okay. Check up the rear. Why would a kid be in holding? Unless this is where his parents decided to hide from the infected, only to realize the parasites could slide under the door, like slide into the DMs. I wouldn't recommend trying to hide inside of a jail cell or anything like that. One, how'd you open up a jail cell door without lifting a latch? You still have to lift a latch to access jail cell doors in some cases. And since this place looks like it's built in the 60s, it's very likely that you did have to lift a latch from the outside to even get in. rusty trombone. Back off, you little parasite. Nope. Held nothing of use on them. Only a fuel injector. That's sad. We'll ask the Earth. That was a nice try. That guy played dumb all the way to the end, thinking it would work out for him. Well, it didn't work out for him, but it worked out for me. Okay, there we go. I got rid of that loser. I can finally move over here. Let's see what they were hiding inside of this room. A rare Dilmar, huh? I know, on one of these floors there's bound to be some freaky little weirdo. Nice try, Jumanji. You try to disguise yourself as a good movie. Look, don't get up if you can't afford to pay the lead tax. There's a tax for standing there, too. Well, that was a thick boy. He didn't have enough thick to protect that. Alrighty then. Move over to the next section. Oh, you're just gonna let him get that cheap shot off on me, huh? That disgusting little parasite destroyed my armor. Look at that. Where is it? So I can complain about it. There, I'm done complaining about it. I don't know what this was. It's a storage closet. Man's best friend. A closet. Where you can put everything that you don't want to deal with inside of a box. Let's drink some more alcohol. Nice try, young lady, but you can keep your coffee to yourself. I saw you trying to throw up that nasty morning coffee you had 72 hours ago. Phew. Well, I might be able to turn a profit by looting. If looting this hospital, what is this? If looting the police station goes well for me, I could turn a minor profit. Of course not with ammunition, unless I plan to sell the 7.62 I've been finding. Oh, it's like 666. Look at that. Should be able to turn a minor profit if I actually find useful weapons and stuff like that that I can sell. The TV series, Hyperdimensional Evangelion Genesis. Whoa. This is an Adam Sandler movie, dude. You can't just come up to me like that. An elite roof box. Oh, you son of a bitch. I better get the fuck out of here. Peace! This motherfucker almost whipped my ass. Well, I left him in the dust. That's good enough for me. Yeah, the music ended. Oh, no, it didn't. Vroom, vroom. You'll never catch me alive, you box. Yeah, let me go ahead and stand next to this guy so that way he can get the surprise of a lifetime.
Let's go!
Come on, you don't want to hang out? Come on, this guy's got warts. Look, man, I know you're thirsty and all, but we all know you don't eat your enemies or your treat your targets. Here's some sick little pedophile who likes to touch humans. Well, there goes my looting run of that department. And it kind of got crapped on by a stupid freaking boss. Oh well, this will allow me to go into here and see how much my Delmar
You think
BS is
you can
worth.
survive out there?
Oh, repair armor for $29. Yeah, I'd love to. I bet if my armor broke completely, you'd charge me 50 grand. I should take the $29 repair cost. While I can. Let's see, where does my Delmar BS stand? Yeah, around $202. I go into the selling department. Ah, here we go. The Delmar PS with a weapon body damage boost, 8 jog, find ammo, and weapon stun duration. Which is very useful when you think about it. Your weapon does need to be able to stun the zombie so that way they don't keep gnawing on your delicious flesh. And thus, I give it a $500 price value. Because why not? It's probably worth more than that, but I'm going to give it 500 bucks. Because of the dumb stats. A chainsaw does need to be able to stun its enemy, otherwise the enemy could just keep taking pot shots at your brain while you're trying to do things. It's an elite roof box. I should be able to apply this and then get rid of the one that I currently have attached. Let's do a stat check. Yep. The new roof box is superior. And no, not the Pokemon Superior. I'm pretty sure the lame chainsaw just sold. But whoever wants a chainsaw like that, they can have it for $500. Let's go see if it sold for $500. No, I guess my iced coffee and some of the bandages I had sold.
What's the use?
This guy keeps telling me what's the use. Well, why are you still here? If you want to die so bad, go die. Yes, the water has to go 88 miles an hour, Marty. Someone could have a 32 and 52. 12 gauge, 12 gauge, 20 gauge, 556, 556, 556, 762, 762, 762, 999, 9999. I'll throw in some fuel just for the heck of it. So somebody has some gas for their lawnmower. And the roof box can go to HE double hockey sticks because it's useless. Oh. Boy, am I partly tired. It's probably because I haven't eaten in all day. However, my body tries to compensate. You know, not being, well, not eating, period. It tries to overcompensate with not eating throughout an entire day with trying to pump my body with as much sugar as possible to create fatty substance to prevent me from grabbing ulcers. But that's not really going to help me. Now is it? If you're wondering if the answer is yes or no, the answer is no. My body has no idea how to handle with even eating foods today. If I ate a sandwich, I'll probably end up on the bathroom toilet, probably having a milkshake fall out. Because I can't really eat most American-based foods. It sucks that I was born and raised in this country, because I'm now incapable of eating the food that is here. Wait, have I read this already? I don't know. I don't know where I am. Hell, I don't even know how I made it this far. Goddamn infected got everyone else. Kim, Grant, Joel from The Last of Us, and Marie, my baby girl, the ugly turd. I kinda just left standing there because she wouldn't, you know, get on Daddy's back while Daddy ran for his life. Because that's kinda what the story tells. The rough go at the story is that the guy left his kid behind, she wouldn't hold his hand, and he wouldn't be a man enough to pick up his baby girl so that he can go running through the Regan City with his kid in his arms. Instead, he let her run for herself, and she got left behind. And while she was being dismembered, he didn't have a single bit of mercy to try to put her out of her misery. Okay, now let's read this one. This one's a little more interesting. My third and final attempt to remove the tumors from the patient's lungs has failed. The patient, Mr. Michael Woodhull, underwent sedation at 1357 hours. Basically, 1357. With the surgery commencing at 1359. After performing preliminary incisions and assessing the patient's chest cavity, I noticed several cysts on the exterior of the patient's left lung that were not revealed during the most recent scans. The scanner appears to be... The cancer appears to be metastasizing faster than anticipated, which indicates that the round of chemotherapy did little to slow its spread. Following deflation of the left lung, I proceeded with removing a large section of the tumor, while I successfully drew out several larger pieces of several sections of the tumor had embedded themselves directly into the lung tissue, making them difficult to remove without seriously harming the patient in the process. While aspects of the surgery were successful, the current rate of the tumor growth suggests the patient would have to undergo routine surgeries in order to maintain normal lung functions. It is unlikely the patient will last another 6 months. That's really sad. Oh, Nightmare 1 from the Madman's Diary. My dream is no longer a dream. It is the walking world that feeds surreal to me now. Even as I grip on the real world slips away, I can tell my visions come into focus. It's easy to recall, for it is the same every night. I see a storm made of fog and darkness. There's nothing within it and everything too. The darkness covers all creation and will never lift. It is the will of the ancients, for when the end of days shall come to pass, the light that once shone on the earth shall be no more. I see movement in the void in the distance of the wayward souls' screams for mercy. They cling to this place with their last breath, for it is only home they have ever known. Man, I'm really starting to get stalled out in the brain. They know not what awaits them on the other side, but sooner or later they will find themselves at the barrier. I reach out to touch it myself, and I awaken. The nightmare ends, but it is not forgotten. Still well put together words. Flight transcript, autopsy recording, archived voicemail. I don't know what the blood samples were for. Oh. That was when I went to Shinewall Heights. Yeah, I'm not going back to Shinewall.
This world's gone to crap.
Yeah, you could take a... Let me get Okay guys, this game is giving me a headache, a tumor, and several cases of severe rage which lasted only a few seconds of anger because, like, whatever. I greatly appreciate anybody who tuned in. I'm going to take a break because this game is putting me to sleep already. I greatly appreciate those of you who tuned in. I will probably be back later tonight with another stream. It'll probably be this game, or it'll probably be War Thunder, where I'll probably play for 12 minutes and likely delete the recording. So if you get to watch it, you get to see a different kind of rage. I humbly thank you for being a part of this stream. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, do whatever you want to do. Or you can hoard me all to yourself, it's up to you. I don't know. But thanks for coming in. And thanks for being around. I completed a few missions, leveled up once, which kind of wasn't my goal today, but the road to level 35 is coming a little awkward. But I greatly appreciate anyone who tuned in, and thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I think. I need to end the stream, then I gotta quit the game for OBS to stop broadcasting this. Have a good day, afternoon, morning, or night.